Good morning and welcome to Traders 20 on ET Now. I'm Megha Chadha.
Hi everyone, I'm Avan Dabash. Well, Traders 20, this is the show where we get you a daily dose of 20 fresh stock ideas so that you can have a profitable trading day. Our top technical experts will be with us over the next half hour to identify some of the most exciting bets in the markets.
And alongside all those equity trading ideas, we'll also be showcasing commodity picks as well as strategies that would help you make the best of the futures and options market. So let's get started first up by introducing the 6 technical guests who will be joining in today. We've got Ashwini Gujral joining in from New Delhi as always. Of course, Mitesh, Sandeep and Prakash from Mumbai. Rajat is here with us from Kolkata and Deepak Mohani from Pune.
Straight to the equity markets, a strong gap up opening is what we started off with, and the momentum is not abating. So now it's 59.25 on the index with the Sensex up by a good 96 points. So we've tempered off marginally from the high point of the day, but no one's complaining. You've got 19,461, a very firm market breadth at that, and you've got all of your rate sensitive. So take a look at autos, real estate, metals, all of these counters holding up. Tata Motors, Bajaj Auto, Maruti Suzuki are your top gainers, by the way. ONGC is adding quite a bit of support to the index. Defensives not too far behind, so Ranbaxy and Sun Pharma up by a good % already. Cipla, TCS, so you've still got that momentum continuing. It's going to be a stellar week for TCS, by the way. You've got Jayaprakash Associates, HCL Technologies, as well as Coal India doing very well in the session. Nothing to really complain about when it comes to the losers. It's just a handful. You've got HDFC down. ICICI Bank is off by close to 1%. Power Grid, Unilever, L&T, Axis Bank are also some of the counters seeing weakness, and select defensives like an ITC, Siemens also looking a tad off. But let's get straight to Traders 20 and give you a disclaimer. Please consult your financial advisor before taking on board any positions in the stocks. Ashwini Gujral is here with us from New Delhi. Mitesh Thakkar joins in from Mumbai. Ashwini, to start off with, do you think that this momentum is here to stay? And what are your top trading recommendations this morning?
Well, I think we're sustaining 5900, so that's some sort of a breakout. But the market is likely to gain momentum only once it crosses 5950. So the view is that you remain long on your positions. Chances are that the S&P 500 is also breaking out on the upside, and the next leg could be driven a bit more globally than local, and 6,000 is imminent to be crossed at any point. Once that happens, you will see more momentum and more participation coming into the market. Individual stocks, Adani Power is a buy with a stop about 62, target of 76. Adani Enterprises is a buy with a stop about 284, target of 305. Bajaj Auto is a buy with a stop about 2125, target 2210. And Sun Pharma is a buy with a stop about 740, target of 815.
Okay, so 4 buying ideas from Ashwini and a fair amount of them from the Adani group. Mitesh, tell us about what you're recommending.
So I think I've got mostly a buy side kind of a bias, except for an idea which is a sell call. The first buy is on Syntex, which is kind of giving a short-term reversal and a breakout on the charts. Can be bought with a stop at 65 for a target of roughly around 73.5 to about 74 on the upside. Idea, as I mentioned, is the solitary sell call with a stop at 96.35 and a target of 90.5. The reason I've picked up idea as a short side candidate is that there's a negative price pattern being formed on the charts, and good chance that we will see a breakdown and a price decline from current levels. Ranbaxy is a buy. That's a stock which has gone through decline, has been kind of sideways for the last couple of weeks, now giving signals of a short-term breakout. So can be bought with a stop at 502 for a target of 530 on the upside. And finally a buy on Lupin. We've been positive on Sun Pharma as well as Ranbaxy. I think Lupin is another pharma stock which can possibly retest the earlier highs or the all-time highs at 629, 630. And as a short-term trader or intraday trade can be bought with a stop at 607.
Okay, Syntex, Idea, Lupin as well as Ranbaxy are Mitesh's top trading recommendations. Well, Ashwini Gujral is here to answer your individual queries. Let's get straight to it. The first query for the day comes in on ITC. We've got Parvez Daruwala who's joining in on the phone line from Mumbai with the query on the same. Hi there, Mr. Daruwala. Thanks for being with us. What's your query?
Yeah, good morning, madam. Madam, I would like to know from Ashwini Gujral, what is the 5 years target for ITC, which I have bought at 305, 8,000 shares. Now the market is moving and the share is not moving. It is in 292, 293, maximum 295 like that. So whether I'll get my price in this year, and if I have to hold for 5 years, it is a good stock to hold on where I will get good appreciation, or should I, if I get 305, I should take out that stock and switch to some other stock?
Well, you have chosen the right stock, and whenever you want to make such a large commitment in the market, it's often sensible not to do it in one go. In fact, all blue chips, the idea should be that if you have to buy 8,000, buy 1,000 every month, and generally buy them if the stock is going higher. Now, in 5 years, chances are ITC will be higher, but you could see 275, 280 before it shows you higher prices. So if you are ready to take your 50 points downside, then I think in 5 years you will be definitely higher. The stock is very stable. It will not give you the occasional jerk downs that happen in the global market. In fact, it will remain fairly resilient while that happens. So if you want a longer term stop loss, then maybe I would think even 270 would be a good stop loss in your case. And yes, stock is going to consolidate, but finally I believe in 5 years it will definitely be higher. On a short term basis, which you should worry about as you're a longer term trader, the stop loss is about 283. That's a trend line which comes from almost $200, and on a short-term target basis, you should expect a target about 325. But I hope, as you said, you are a 5-year investor. You hold on for 5 years, because often that requires a lot of patience.
Okay, Mr. Daruwala, so that's the word of advice coming in on an ITC. Ashwini believes it will pay to be patient with this particular investment. On to the next query for the day. This one comes in on a State Bank of India. We've got Bhavesh Reed joining us on the phone line from Mumbai. Bhavesh, hi. Thanks very much for being with us. Tell us about your holding in State Bank.
Yeah, I have 40 shares of SBI. So at the rate of 2,200 average price. So should I hold it or?
Well, as I keep saying that, you should try to add on once something starts working. I think the next year will belong to PSU banks. The private sector banks have done their bit, and as rates come down, their NPS, etc., that position will improve. Since you are already in the money, if you don't want to add on, just keep a stop about 2280. Look for shorter term targets about 2525 and maybe even 2700. But if you are really patient, I think even 3000 is possible. But with 40 shares, you will not make a lot of money. So have some system where you keep adding maybe 10 shares every $100, so that over time you are able to benefit from your investment.
Okay, some ideas to benefit on your investment. Stop loss 2280. Our last query comes in via email on Amtech Auto. Ajit Kumar sends this in. Now, he bought 2,000 shares at an average price of 77 rupees per share. And Ajit, pardon me, wants to know whether he should hold on or sell with a time horizon of 3 months.
The stock is at a 52-week low while the market is at a 52-week high. That's often not a great place for a mid-cap type of stock to be. And I would guess you should exit. It's in a fairly deep downtrend, has not shown any kind of upside in this entire up move. You are probably not losing a whole lot. So, 10-12,000 can be made up in other stocks. My advice would be to exit on Amtech Auto.
Okay, so that's the advice coming in on Amtech. Look at exiting. But before we move ahead, a reminder then that if you act on any of the advice that's been given on the show, please consult your investment advisor before doing so. 6 more trading ideas from Sandeep as well as Prakash now. And Sandeep, start with you, and you've got 3 buying ideas for our viewers.
Well, yes, the market looks in a very clear buy mode, and I have a view of 6,000 or nearer that on the Nifty. So obviously the buying is the way to go. I have a buy in Syntex Limited, stop loss of 66.30, target of 72. A breakout of multiple resistance levels in the daily chart. So this target should come in over the next couple of trading sessions. The second one is a buy in Ambuja Cement. The cement space seems to have bottomed out in the short term and looks set for a rally. I would buy it with a stop loss of 206, target of 216. Positive crossover of momentum indicators. I think that should happen over the next 2 or 3 trading sessions again. And the third one is a buy in BPCL, stop loss of 349.30, target of 368. A flag pattern breakout is in the making in the daily charts, and in case that is confirmed, we could even see levels beyond 368.
Okay, markets in a clear buying mode. So let's find out what Prakash Gaba is shopping for today.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I like 3 stocks, all 3 buys, starting with Adani Enterprises. Looks good to me. It's given a kind of a good momentum buy. He can climb to levels closer to 300, maybe more. Stop below 280 and trade long. Second stock that I like is Infosys. Infosys seems to have bottomed out. It's the process of bottoming out process is on. The next few days, it can climb to levels closer to 2,350 or even higher. I have a deeper stop below 2250 and trade long Infosys. And third is Ranbaxy. It's given a beautiful base formation. I think can very easily climb to levels closer to 520 to 530 in the days to come. Just have a stop below 506 on Ranbaxy and trade long. So it's Adani Enterprises, Infosys and Ranbaxy.
We've got the broader markets also which are holding up smartly. Let's take it straight to Rajat Bose to find out the 3 buying ideas that he's got for us. Rajat.
Yeah, markets are clearly in a buy mode, and of course 59.43 has not been crossed as yet, but it looks as if that individual stocks are performing brilliantly, and so I have chosen 3 buy calls. First, to start with, a retail stock, Pantaloons, buy it with a stop below 236, targets at 244, I think that has already been crossed. 247 and 250 on the upside are the 2 targets to look forward to. Second stock is Adani Enterprise, buy it. You can buy at current levels or at a minor dip with a stop below 282. Target would be 292 to about 294. Beyond that, 297. And the third stock is JP Associates. So buy it with a stop below 101. Target 105 to about 106. These are the 3 stocks, and all 3 are looking pretty good technically. So chances are the momentum would be retained by them, and they would hit the targets as anticipated.
Here's hoping to that. In fact, so Adani, Pantaloons as well as the JP Associates is what Rajat is recommending. Deepak, you've also got all buying ideas?
Yeah, I do. They are Tech Mahindra, LIC, Housing Finance and Bajaj Auto. Taking them one by one. Tech Mahindra, the first one, it's a buy with a stop loss of 945 and a target of 998. This has been a pretty good performer until October. It was certainly doing better than most other tech stocks. But after that, there's a pretty longish correction since October. It's on the way up again now. Today it's already up to a 6-week high, and it had dipped yesterday, so it's a good entry point for the stock. LIC Housing Finance, this is a buy with a stop loss of 283 and a target of 298. This stock had been bouncing at 285, bouncing downwards for a few occasions now. It seems to be past that level, and today's move is coming after a bit of a dip yesterday, so it does look like a good breakout to trade. And this stock is already at a 1-year high at the current price. Final buy, Bajaj Auto, given that recently, so this is with a slight tweak in the levels. It's now with a stop loss of 21.10 and a target of 22.30. This is continuing on a strong move that's been on for a while, and today it stands at a lifetime high.
Okay, that sums up the equity trading ideas right here on Traders 20. But let's take it straight to Manisha Gupta to find out how the commodities basket is doing. Manisha.
Well, thank you for that, Avan. We have seen some improvement coming into commodities today. To start with, gold prices are off their 4-month lows. We did see a level of 1661 in the markets yesterday, but 1675 holding on to the screens right now. Also, the progress in the U.S. fiscal cliff is something that's denting too much of a safe haven buying there. The fiscal cliff voting is expected on Thursday, so ahead of that, you won't see much of volumes coming into this space. The silver prices also have declined quite sharply, trading at the lowest since November 7th into the markets there, below $32 an ounce on your screens there. You have have seen some a bit of a decline coming in for the base metals as well. While the copper prices are trading off their 2-week lows, we have seen this sector also watching the talks on the fiscal cliff. Also, investors are cutting back on volumes ahead of the year end, so that is something that's weighing onto this space as well. One thing that has been continuously gaining really has been the crude prices, trading near their 2-week highs even at this point in time, holding quite steady above $87 per barrel. The US inventories dropped to most in last 3 months is something that has been supporting this space in the recent few days. How do you trade all of those commodities then? For that, let's get in Naveen Mathur from Angel, and he joins us live on the show. Naveen, hi, welcome. How are you looking at the gold prices? In the international markets, quite a bit of a decline. The Indian prices are holding only because of rupee calculation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Manisha. I think the markets looks to be negative today for the intraday, and technically we therefore recommend to sell the gold contract on the MCX. The fundamentals which you have posted earlier were very right. Means we have the weakness in the dollar index, which actually should support the prices in the dollar terms, but at the same time the safe haven demand buying, the safe haven demand is coming down for the gold because of the US cliff aversion issues, and the lawmakers there progressively moving ahead to avoid the fiscal cliff crisis. So overall, the safe haven demand will not be too great if the fiscal cliff issues are being resolved. And year end, definitely you will see muted activities, Manisha, as you said. Rupee appreciation also is putting a downward pressure on the prices in India, and we therefore recommend the selling at around 31,000 to 31,050 levels. We would recommend the stop loss for this trade at around 31,130, and the targets on the downside we are seeing at around 30870. It's trading right now at around 30,940. 950 levels.
Sure. Naveen, what's your sense coming in for the energy sector now, especially crude prices on MCX? How would you look at those numbers?
Manisha, as I said earlier, a couple of days before and continuously on the show, the crude looks like to be in a trade territory of 84 on the downside to an extent of $88, $89 on the upside, and it's holding back on that particular range-bound levels. Yesterday, yes, the inventory was a major click on the upside for the crude prices to take on, and it's trading at around $87.5 kind of level. So I think overall with the inventory downside expectation, I think the markets looks to be buoyant, and therefore the buying strategy on the MCX would do good for the day.
All right, Naveen, we'll let you go at that. So buying crude but selling gold is how Angel Commodities is doing their commodities for the day today. With that, it's back to you, Megha.
Thanks very much for that, Manisha and Naveen, for giving us all those commodity trading ideas. But a disclaimer then from our end, once again, before we move ahead, that if you act on any of the advice that's been given on the show, please consult your investment advisor before doing so. And on that note, we'd also like to take our time and thank our 6 technical titans for joining us today on the show.